You've been faithful to God and you've sought to make Him your top priority. Yet another year has come and gone and you're still unmarried. You look at other single Christian women who have gotten through and you think that something must be wrong with you. Why is God not hearing and giving you what you desire? Doesn't your faithfulness count for something? Regardless, you're the kind of woman who will not compromise your biblical values even to get married. You're not going to engage in premarital sex just to get a man by your side. And furthermore, being with a non-Christian is an absolute no-no. Being with a married man, even if he's planning to get a divorce, is out of the question. If those were the only options to get married, you've made up your mind that loving God and being obedient to Him would still take priority over being married. But even so, your obedience to God seems to be getting you nowhere. You're disappointed and perhaps even angry with God. How do you cope with the disappointment that you feel? I'm Kimberly Garth and I provide practical relationship advice for single Christian women. Today's topic is how to handle your disappointment with being single. These are genuine feelings among countless single Christian women, especially among those who are older and have never been married. There are always exceptions, but most single women have an inborn desire to have a family of their own. This unfulfilled natural longing can lead to feelings of inadequacy, self-doubt, anger, and even depression. I can relate very well to your struggles and your convictions. And in the midst of enjoying my season of singleness, I also vividly remember my own struggles of disappointment and crying out to God to fill this desire to be married. It was rough at times. However, God always gave the grace during those periods and gave me wisdom to successfully handle my unmet longings. So here are 5 tips to help you to handle your disappointment with being single. 1. Don't deny it. You are disappointed and there's no need to deny it. Call a spade a spade. God already knows your heart, so there's no need to pretend. In most therapies, the first step is always facing the truth about yourself. As such, it will be good to share your feelings with trusted friends, whether they are single or married. And if your friends will make fun of you, then you need some new friends. 2. Cry out to God. I did this many times. Be vulnerable with God not in a disrespectful way, but let Him know how you feel about the situation. And prayer is a simple act of communicating with God. Allow God to meet you in your deepest place of your heart and in your soul. You can do this by writing, talking with God, and singing to God. So here are some suggestions for communicating with God. A. Through writing. While I was single, I wrote to God in my journals, expressing all my hurts, my regrets, my frustrations, and my disappointments. It felt incredibly freeing to let it all out. Therefore, I would recommend that you begin with journaling as soon as possible. And you can join my 21-day journal challenge to get help with this life-changing habit. I'll place the link in the description box. B. Through talking with God. You don't need a special place or even a special time to talk with God. Right now, you can talk with God. Whenever you feel like you're drowning in sadness, cry out to Him. If you need to cry, then cry. If you need to bawl, then bawl. 1 Peter 5:7 says, casting all your anxieties on Him because He cares for you, and He truly does. C. Through singing. Singing your heart out can work miracles when you're feeling depressed about your singleness. So one of my favorite songs when I felt my heart was breaking was the song called Enough by Chris Tomlin and Louis Giglio. I hope I don't pronounce their names right. 3. Be part of a healthy community. We all need loving relationships. You may not have a husband, but having deep, close friendships will fill your heart with the love that you need, and we all need. For me, my friends were a tremendous support. So therefore, you may want to be a part of a community that seeks to follow God and hold true to His values. If there are other single Christian women in your circle, intentionally meet to encourage one another. And be intentional to have a great time together. Don't spend all your time talking about how sad and unfulfilled you are. There's a lot more to this life than being married. So if you are benefiting from this video, I invite you to like, subscribe, and click on that notification bell so that you know when I release more videos. 4. Build your confidence. Confidence is an attractive quality to men, job recruiters, co-workers, customers, etc. You need to feel good about yourself deep down in your bones. At any rate, your significance is not tied to your marital status. So when I was single, I had one phase where I felt so desperate and needy. It was not pretty. To put an end to that, I had to rewire my brain and build up my self-confidence. Maybe you can do a makeover, wear colors that make you look alive, perhaps even add a few new pieces to your wardrobe, get a new hairstyle. In short, take time for yourself and do things that will make you feel beautiful. To get some ideas on the areas that you can work on as a single woman, get my free resource, the Irresistible Godly Woman Checklist. Get access to it by clicking on the link in the description box. 5. Guard your heart. This means being intentional, I seem to like that word a lot, in the following areas. A. Your entertainment. Have you ever finished watching a romantic movie at night and then as you enter dreamland, you somehow become the heroine in the movie? That happened to me many times. For me, I had to stop watching romantic movies for a prolonged period of time, and then my fantasy stopped and my intense longing for romance decreased significantly. I became a lot happier being single. So my fellow blossoming beauties, the way you think is a consequence of what you dwell on. What shows, books, movies, or music are driving your discontentment? I don't think we realize just how much entertainment affects our entire being. B. Your friends and family. Which persons around you are influencing your negative emotions about being unmarried? I would suggest a change in diet from them as well, if possible, of course. You need to actively reduce and cut off negative stimuli, or otherwise your phase of disappointment will last too long. If the negativity comes from persons with whom you live, let them know what they are saying to you is not helpful. Instead, consciously seek to be around persons who are positive and who would help you to have a balanced biblical perspective on your singleness. One of my favorite verses is Proverbs 4:23. It says, "Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it." So these are some actions that I have implemented to help me to deal with the disappointment of being single for longer than I wanted. Whether you remain single for the rest of your life or get married, you want to be joyful. Therefore, it is very important that you take responsibility for only what you can do. Making some of these changes will not be easy, but I hope they will make a world of difference in lessening the things that fuel your disappointment. Instead of being single and disappointed, you'll be single and having a time of your life. At least that's my desire for you. What other tips would you recommend? Which songs have helped you and have comforted you when you felt depressed? Comment below because I would love to hear what is helping you navigate during this season of singleness. Thanks so much for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, you might want to watch some of my other videos on singleness. Bye!